Yes, I'm back. 2 weeks seemed like 6, but I'm back. And no, John is not to my left, but DJ Britt is to my left. And who is DJ Britt, you ask? Well, he's a small business owner in the triad of 18 McDonald franchises. We have the benefit of being able to spend a little time with him today and talk about the pros and cons of businesses and what businesses are facing today, both from a good and from maybe not so good. And also, we wanted to talk about the golf tournament that's coming up next Monday at Sedgefield Country Club, a Captain's Choice tournament, which you've already got booked out, which is fantastic. Yes, but all those proceeds are going to go to the Ronald McDonald Houses, which do a great job of taking care of really the parents who are taking care of their sick children. So I know that this is a big deal for you. It dates back to your dad.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the tournament, and then we'll talk a little bit about business.
Sure. So as you stated, we're out at Sedgefield. This is the 6th year. My father passed away in 2013, and it's just been an incredible honor, wonderful partnership over due time, being McDonald's franchisee, to be able to work with the Ronald McDonald House, this specifically being the House of Winston-Salem. So Monday, as you stated, Gib, we will be out at Sedgefield. It gives me tremendous pride to say that 100% of the proceeds go to our house in Winston, and really couldn't ask for anything better in terms of an executive director and Chuck Kraft and his team over at the Ronald House in Winston.
Yeah.
So.
Let's shift gears a little bit.
Sure.
Let's talk about your business. What's the most challenging thing right now that you're facing?
Gib, I think clearly it's got to be people as we all travel across the community, the state, and the country. Every industry, I think, is in some need of people. So clearly, as we look at stability, sustainability, it's got to come through with people, infrastructure, and how they're developed.
Yeah. Inflation, we're seeing it creep up. We're seeing fuel costs creep up. I would imagine food costs are probably creeping up just because of the transportation cost of getting food to 18 stores. Mm-hmm. Tell us what's going on from an inflationary standpoint.
Well, I think the company has done a wonderful job in terms of hedging prices, chain supply, backdoor cost, and also too. Right as COVID was launching, unfortunately, we went to a simplified menu, which of course helped food cost in base food and just the profit end of the business around commodity costs. But, I think it's just one of the many success stories that we can tell about the brand and how we address inbound issues financially and how we address them.
The Biden administration has been pushing for a minimum wage increase up to $15 an hour. Mm-hmm. Of course, that would impact your 18 stores. Tell us what that could do to your stores, but how you probably will be able to take that on as time goes on.
Sure, great question. So, Terry, who's my wife, Terry and I have already started the process and the methodology, if you will, to go ahead and address that. We do use a pricing firm that assists the McDonald's operators with price, with gross profit, and really how do you address those strategically without consumers going to a McDonald's and tomorrow and seeing a 50, 75 cent increase. Right. So I think that's the biggest thing is in terms of have a plan, much like what you and John talk about with your clients, have a plan. And then I think strategically it's going to take us some time. I think being in North Carolina, as we look at government relations today, we may not face this potentially until maybe 2024, 2025 with a stair-stepped approach. Yeah. So it does give us some time, but it's not something quite honestly, that Terry and I are going to wait on. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and start. Matter of fact, we already have, quite honestly. So,
especially since one of the biggest challenges you have is trying to find people who are good, stable workers, and I think probably getting ahead of the curve is probably a good idea.
Yes.
Well, HMC Partners is thrilled to be sponsoring and helping with the tournament that's coming up on Monday. We couldn't be happier and so thrilled that you're
Yes.
booked up. So that's such a great
it's
thing.
great. Yes. And no, you know, from the Britt family to you and to John, we can't share enough about how gracious we are in the partnership.
We look
my
forward.
friend. So thank you.
You're very welcome. We look forward to seeing you out there Monday. And remember, it is your money, and your money matters. I'm back.